Hey, y'all. Welcome to this week's episode of Ducking Realitea. In the pond with me today, it is my OG original first guest. You were the first guest that I ever had.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah, so that's from Breathing and Not Being an Asshole with Tracie. And in the pond today with me is Tracie Reams.
Hello.
Welcome back, Tracie.
Thank you for having me, my friend. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
It's a beautiful place.
Thank you, yes. You were the original in my spare bedroom, and now we're actually in the studio.
Yes, I'm a little envious because I kind of want to live in a place like this. I'm about $900 short.
Well, and you have a lot going on in your world.
I do. So much has changed since last we talked. I think the last time I was getting ready I was headlining a show.
Yeah.
Because it was in October, and it was right before
October of 2022.
the Alameda, the gay pride that they do in October here. And I don't know why I struggled with that word. It was the pride part that I couldn't think of.
Right.
And I was headlining a show there. In fact, my friend Brendan, you know Brendan, he took that poster and had it framed for me for a birthday present.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Oh. Yeah, it was October of 2020 the first time we sat down. And so we were still in COVID. You were still doing respiratory stuff and teaching. And then life has... Give us an update now, 3 years later, or just about 3 years later. Where are you now?
I'm currently not working.
Oh.
I quit working at the hospital because I ended up becoming the clinical director at the place that I was working at that I'm not going to mention anymore. And so I did that for a couple of years, and I really loved my job, but, I have all these old injuries, even though they were being managed, and it was really starting to affect me again. I'd had a knee surgery and a back surgery while I was working there.
Right.
Just because the wear and tear of all the walking and standing. And, when you go to visit students at clinical sites, especially at Kaiser's, your parking is about a mile away from where you can actually walk in.
Oh, wow.
And then you get in there and you're walking everywhere.
Right.
So my back just decided, I think you need to take a break from doing that because I'm going to cause you a lot of pain. And that's pretty much what happened. And I asked if I could, I had a couple of the other instructors because we were actually well staffed. Never say fully staffed because that's never a true statement anywhere. And I was told, no, you'd probably lose your job.
What if you went out on medical leave?
If I step back from...
Oh,
I said, I said, let the other two people go because
you
they're
could just
going,
manage it more.
and I could manage myself. I said, my doctor's appointment's in a month. I'm just waiting. And they're like, no, you'd probably lose your job. She didn't. This is my direct supervisor. She didn't bother to ask anybody. She just said, no, you'd lose your job.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, okay, so I'm being hurt on my job because of my job.
You would think that they would be able to do something because it's a medical.
Right. But I didn't pursue it because I'm like, well, she's my direct supervisor. And if she's telling me I'm going to lose my job, I can't afford to lose. I loved my job. So a week before my appointment, because I told her, I said, well, the odds are I'm probably going to go on disability. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm barely making it here daily. And I might have to have surgery again. So if I go out on disability, I said, they can't fire me.
Right.
A week before my appointment, they let me go.
What was their reason?
They came up with some stuff. There were some personality conflicts there, and it seems to be nobody else. They didn't have any issues with anybody else, just
with you.
They were trying to get rid of me because somebody wanted my job. And that's exactly what happened. They got rid of me. That person moved into my job, and 8 months later, she left. So I think it's kind of funny. And they have not replaced either her position or my position. Oh,
wow. So now they're running even more thin.
Yeah, and it's their fault. Yeah. So if they lose their accreditation, that's on them.
Wow.
But I miss the students. Yeah. I do not miss the politics of working in education at all because there is just, especially this place, all they cared about was the money. I mean, they say they're for the students, but it's more about yeah, we're for the students because we don't want to lose that money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they let anybody in, even though if they shouldn't be there. And they would never let us fail anybody who should not. I mean, this is respiratory therapy.
Right. It's not like...
Why you want to pass somebody that you know is not going to pass the boards? And what they fail to remember is it's the boards, people passing the boards that keep your accreditation going.
Right.
Because if your numbers are low on people passing the boards, your accreditation becomes questionable, right?
And as it should, because if you're not teaching people in order for them to pass and do good health care and patient care, why are you putting these people through this program?
Exactly. And it wasn't that we couldn't teach them. A lot of them they're in the wrong field.
Right.
Or they're there for the wrong reasons. I literally had one guy said he was there because his wife threatened to divorce him if he didn't change his job.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the respiratory therapy.
He didn't finish.
Yeah, of course not.
Semester 3, he was gone.
Yeah.
So he just quit, which is the right thing to do. I'm just like, so that was the politics of that. And I worked with all women. Nothing against women. Obviously, I am one myself, but you know how women can be. Yeah. And it was like working with middle schoolers sometimes. It's like whoever was in the room is who they were
catty against
and complaining about. And they complained about me to Rita. They complained about Rita to me. I say her name, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and as stunned and as upset and as unprepared as I was, especially since she had been really nice to me that day, like overly nice.
Oh, see that?
And I had made all these plans about what I'm going to do. This, I'm going to go visit this one. I'm going to visit, all these. Oh, I'll just do it next week. Just okay. Well, I could go. No, let's just plan it for next week. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because she knew she
knew.
Yeah,
and
it sucks.
I didn't have my car because she picked me up from the shop where I was getting my oil changed, which was weird because I'm like, I'm just going to Uber. No, I'll come get you. And I'm thinking,
because she was feeling guilty.
Of course. And then about 3:00, my day was ending at 4:30. I got a knock on my door. Hey, can you come? And it was the campus director and her. And I'm like, okay. And I thought we were going to talk about, we had visitors coming, the next day. And no, and I'm like, wow, I was so angry and hurt because I thought we were friends. And it's like, you could have at least, I understand it's your job, but you basically lied to me all day.
Right. You were going out of your way to be even extra nice to me because you knew you were going to fire me at the end of the day.
So I'm walking out with all my stuff. And
with no car.
And I had to stand there and wait for an Uber.
Yeah. Oh.
And as angry and as shocked and as freaked out as I was, when I walked out of that place, I felt like the weight of the world was immediately lifted, and I took the first deep breath I've been able to take in months.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like,
what's funny is
that was a sign.
I got fired from one of my jobs, and I got fired, suspended, kind of indefinitely kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I had like a dust up with one of the managers like months before, or at least like 6 weeks before. And I thought we'd squash it. I thought it was good, but he hadn't really talked to me, but we don't really interact that much. And then I went in and he was just like, we're going in a different direction and this and that. And I was like, this is from that fight. And he was like, oh, right. No, I don't hold grudges. And I was like, and I was so stunned because I think I've only been fired one other time from a festival I was working at. And I was just shocked. And he was just, trying to be nice about it, but also just he and I don't vibe. We haven't. And I left and I was really crushed at first. And then I walked out of the building and I was just yeah. And just exhaled in this way that I didn't even know I'd been holding my breath for
exactly. And that's oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Even though it was a crappy way to do it and a shitty way, I can just say it was a shitty way to do it. And I don't, I've talked to maybe through texting 2 of them people because one of them reached out and was like, I'm so sorry. It took them a month or 2, but it was also holidays and stuff. She's like, I don't agree with what they did, the way they handled it. None of us knew that was happening. Everybody was shocked. I don't think the one person was shocked, but this person, I believe her. And she gave me a reference. And
well, that's good.
offered, if there's anything I can do. So, but I haven't talked to any of them since, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I've blocked
But you
them.
were there for
I
long.
blocked every single one of them.
Oh, really?
I didn't
Wow.
block. I take that back. I unfollowed, unfriended.
Friended.
I don't really believe in blocking.
Yeah.
Unless it's an extreme reason.
Right.
Which we'll get into later.
Uh-oh.
But
now I'm interested. I mean, I'm always interested, but.
So I have a lawsuit. And we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, good for you because they knew you were, like, the timing of it is really quite interesting.
It's interesting, though, that they're only going to go after, at least right now, they're going after workman's comp because they feel like that's the best avenue because it was, even though, because I've said, how can it be? Because the injuries weren't necessarily officially from them. I came in, they go, but they exacerbated your condition.
They did. And it's like they could have made accommodations for you because of the fact that you are hurt and it's a you know what I mean? And by not making any accommodations for you and forcing you to stay out there, they're forcing you more wear and tear in your body.
Yeah. So.
And then to fire you knowing that you're probably going out for surgery and going out on disability, then they're just trying to save themselves the money. And that's...
Well, I'm hoping that it'll cost them more, but we'll see. I just want it settled at this point. It's been almost a year. I've been on disability ever since.
Yeah.
So I had my surgery in January.
And how's your body feel? I mean, walking in here with you, I was like, how's this feeling? How's that feeling? Because you were walking slower than you used to.
Part of that is just, it's, when you have 3 back surgeries and 5 knee surgeries, I don't think even with physical therapy that I've been having, I'm never going to be 100%.
Right.
Could I do my job? Yeah, I could. I mean, I have to go back to bedside.
Right.
But with everything else in my life, I'm looking for part-time. But I'm a little freaked out because my disability is running out. I only have until like the end of the month. If they extend it out, I can get like maybe one more check. Because you know how disability works. And I've never been on disability this long. I'd have been back to work a long time ago if I had a job to go to.
Right.
I would have forced myself.
How's the job hunt going?
Not great. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's so many jobs out there, but the biggest problem is some of them are so far away.
Oh, yeah.
Mountain View. And a lot of them is that I don't really want to work in places where former students are. Yeah. And there's a lot of places like that. And that's just a pride thing on my end, but
you might have to swallow
that pride, but we'll see. I mean, I've applied what looks like a job at Alameda, but I've been there before.
Okay.
It's part-time, it's nights, but I haven't heard anything, but it takes forever.
Yeah.
And I applied at a couple of places out in San Leandro. So
nice.
We'll see. You know, with everything going on with my dad right now, it's...
Well, I was just going to say, you've had another big life change since we saw you last.
Yes. Well, my dad finally made the decision last summer, so 2024, around May. He wanted to move to California. I think it was because his youngest sister passed away, and when she was with her daughter, and I think it kind of hit home, I don't really have anybody else out here. I don't know what the decision was, but he wanted to. But of course, it had to happen
quick.
We couldn't plan it. No, I want to be out of here by July. I'm like, okay. So I did a lot of work. I was already planning on vacation, which was good because then I went out there in May, and I'm like, let me get some things together here, talk to your manager, blah, blah, blah. And I knew that he was starting to develop dementia because I could see it probably for the last year prior to that. He's talking about talking to people that aren't there, or seeing people sitting at the end of his bed, or conversations that just we never had. And I didn't know how I was going to handle it.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to force him, but I'm not moving back to Michigan.
Right.
So even though all my family's back there, I feel safer as a human being
here
in California than I do anywhere else in the United States. And that's saying a lot, considering everything that's happening here in California even. But I have no desire to travel anywhere in the United States at the moment.
It's so sad to hear.
I'd rather go to Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, we are on the list for, it's crazy. That's a whole nother conversation, but it has a lot to do with my life too. So anyway, we got him here. I moved down to a first floor apartment, and got him here in August, like the first week of August of 2024. And he was fine. He had a walker.
Yep.
I could leave him alone. He could cook. He could do all those things. We could go to the grocery store together. And then I had my January 15th, I had my third back surgery. Okay. 2 weeks later, he fell.
Oh.
And I don't know, people who are not in the medical field or people who may have had this experience probably know, when you have dementia and you fall, it exacerbates it.
Yeah.
And it really exacerbated he was like a totally different person.
Do is there and I know I'm going to ask you because you're in the medical field, but what is the science behind that? Is it just that your body can't heal as much, and then it's too much energy is going to the healing that your brain starts?
For dementia?
Yeah. Because
it could be a lot of things, it gets missed a lot. Memory, hallucinations.
But no, when someone falls, why is
when they fall.
Why does it then exacerbate
I really...
Is there studies on
that? I think it has something to do with... I honestly don't know an exact answer.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't think anybody does, other than it is hard on an elderly person. It's hard on anybody when they fall, when they reach a certain age, right? But, he'll be 90 on August 17th.
Oh, wow.
So he was 88 just turned 88.
Right, when you moved.
Or 89, I should say, when he fell.
Yeah.
And it's I don't really know.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure it has a lot to do with the healing process, and that because everything goes to where it needs to go. We thought he broke his hip. Thank God he didn't.
Yeah.
Because that probably would not be with us if he had.
Yeah, it's wild how many they fall and break a hip and then it's done.
Yeah, because there's really...
Yeah.
And once you reach that age, it's just, and he's got COPD, so he wears oxygen. Mm. He also has heart issues, he has high blood pressure, he has diabetes. So, and that's a lot of elderly patients, right?
Right.
I say patients, elderly people do that. But, I knew that we took him to the hospital the next day because he couldn't get out of bed. And there was nothing, so he came home and he was just kind of up and down. His mood was up and down, and we would be sitting in the living room and he'd start laughing, and I'm like, what? We're watching football or something, which he has no idea how football, but none of it works anymore. He'll be like, what happened? What happened to the game we just watched? And I was like,
So he can't keep track of things.
He would fight with me, and I look back on it now and I feel so guilty because it's I didn't know really what was happening.
Yeah.
It was frustrating, but he was laughing one day, and I go, what's so funny? He goes, oh, tell me you didn't see that. I'm like, well, I don't know. What did you see? He's like, that fountain of juice that just came out of the floor and was, squirting at me. No, Dad, I didn't see that. Of course you didn't. And then he would get mad at me. Right. And I'm the only one around, so I'm the anger person. I'm the one that he gets mad at. I'm the one that he blames. I'm the punching bag. I'm only using him for his money, and I don't care about him. All that kind of stuff. That's his forethought. At least it was back then.
Yeah, dementia does so many weird things to someone. It completely changes who they are.
It does, and I'm going to tell you, if you don't have money, good luck getting home care. Yeah, you're not going to have it. I mean, we have Medicare and Medicaid. That's it. We don't have any. He doesn't have any retirement. Mm-hmm. He only gets Social Security.
Right.
So I don't have anything. I mean, I had to, when I lost my job, I had to take out what I had just so I can pay bills until disability quit. Right. Or started.
Started, yeah.
And thank God I had it, because I don't know where I'd be right now if I didn't.
Yeah, and that's a scary thought. And it's a place where a lot of Americans are.
Well, I'm going to be there in a couple weeks for sure. Yeah. I have nothing coming in. So that's a whole nother situation. Yeah. But he, I tried to get in the system. I tried to find help. And, no, we don't take Medicaid, or we don't. And then, you can get on a list for Alameda County, but then they're only allowed 8 hours a day, so many days a week, so many hours a week. And I'm like, how does this help anybody?
Right. It maybe gives you a chance to I don't even
to get out of the house, but I couldn't work.
Right.
I would not have any social life. Not that I'm saying my dad is less important, but everybody needs a place to escape to, right?
Right. Yeah. You need a little bit of balance.
Yeah. So I knew the only way that it was going to happen is if he ever had to go to the ER. Because once you're in, that's a different story.
Right.
And one day he was really agitated, was very hostile the entire day, the entire night. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. I was angry. I was sad. I was, everything you can think of.
Right.
And then we only had one bedroom, so he was in the room and I was sleeping in the chair, which usually works for me anyway.
Right.
And I heard him get up. It was 4:00 in the morning. And he's fully clothed with a jacket and a hat on. I'm like, where are you going? Well, I'm leaving. I'm like, Dad, it's 4:00 in the morning. No, it's not. I'm like, okay, well, how about we try to get some sleep? You haven't really slept. Neither one of us have been sleeping because he's up and down all the time.
Right.
And he goes, no, I am leaving. And we were like in those little hallways, like the bedroom, bathroom. And there's a little spot right here. And I'm like in front of him and I'm like, Dad, please just, if you want to sit out here, that's fine, but you can't leave the apartment. Because he would have any idea where he was going or how he would get back.
Right.
And I just said, and I put my hand on his shoulder and I'm like, hey, why don't we? And apparently he saw that as something different and he grabbed me by the throat and he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, you better watch your sleep because you may not wake up. And at that moment is when I finally got him. I was very not happy, to say the least.
Right, yeah.
It took some anger to get him to back off, and he finally went and laid back down. But I went through the house. He had all these knives and stuff. I took all of them, and I hid them from him.
Right.
All the other knives I hid because I'm like, I don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
And the next morning, he had no memory of it. He had told me, like, once I finally got him to settle down that I need to do something because his mind's not right and he knows it. He goes, I can't live like this. Oh. So next morning, I'm like, why don't we go get something to eat? And he didn't really have an appetite. We went to, what's that? Jim's.
Oh, yeah.
Right on Lincoln.
Yeah.
And he barely touched his food. And I'm like, are you all right? He goes, I'm in a lot of pain. His back was really hurting him. I'm like, thinking, okay.
Maybe this is it.
Is this the moment?
Yep.
And I'm like, do you need to go get checked out? And he's like, yeah, probably should take me to the ER. I'm like, okay. I just want you to understand, I don't know when you're going to come home after this.
Right.
He goes, I don't care right now. He goes, I don't even know where I'm at half the time when I wake up anyway. So I'm like, okay. So that's what happened. And that's how we got him in the system. I explained everything and they did all the tests. They had neurology and
right.
He, basically what he has, what they call vascular dementia.
Okay.
So what it is his carotids, which where all the blood to the brain goes, right?
Yep.
One is like 70 to 80% blocked. And on the left, I think it's 80 to 90% blocked.
Oh, wow.
So his risk of stroke or anything like that. And that leads directly to the brainstem, right?
Right.
That's where all his damage is, and that's where balance and all that is located, which is why he was falling all the time. And and they asked, well, was he a drinker? I'm like, oh, yeah, he's an alcoholic. Not so much that he doesn't drink like that anymore because he can't, and he hasn't done that for years.
But still, it's all
all the smoking and everything, she goes, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, the effects of it are still there.
Yeah, so that's kind of the official diagnosis, and they could see his aggression, especially towards me. He really did not like me for a long time.
It's weird how that happens, too. Like, they fixate on one person to kind of let all their anger towards.
Because I'm the only one around.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, for you, yeah. I mean, it's
yeah.
Not,
but
like
even in general, yeah.
Right,
it's usually the one that does most of the caregiving.
Yeah.
Even in other families, I've talked to other people, and it's the one that does the caregiving is the one that gets the wrath.
Yeah. And it's almost like because they're so angry, but they can't figure out why, because they don't really know what's going on. And they just know that this is their one constant. So like in my brain, it makes sense to me like that's the person that they would pick to be the meanest, because you're always the meanest to the ones you love, right?
Right.
And like if you're the person that's constantly there, there's probably some part of their brain that's thinking that you're the cause of why they're in so much pain, or they're confused, or like you're doing something to them, even though you're the only one taking care of them. But it is like such a mind fuck.
It is. And I'm going to tell you, it's been a long... This has only been since February. Mm. By the end of February, he was in a facility at Alameda Health and Wellness. Yeah. Which is way better than what it was when I used to work at the hospital, because I was afraid when they first told me. I'm like, but if anybody out there listening, it's a good place. They have really good workers there. Nice. It just depends on which side you're on. And, you know, I'm very grateful. My dad's a charmer. I mean, that's where I get everything. I get the charm. I get the, all that flirtatious personality that I know I have. Right. I get it from him. And that's how he is when he first got there, and on occasion he is, but it's been getting worse. He's fallen, in the last 2 months, he's probably fallen 8 to 10 times because he's insisted upon standing up and doing everything himself when he doesn't really have the trunk strength or the leg strength anymore. Right. And he tries to go to the bathroom or tries to get out of bed. And so I finally, after using the word lawyer, threatened them that if they didn't get the sitter that they promised me, and he gets hurt, the next person they talk to is my lawyer. Right. Suddenly we have a sitter like every day. Good. Well, every shift. Yeah. So he hasn't really fallen. He's hit his head, hit his eye and stuff, but because he went forward real fast. And
God, poor guy.
But he's not. I mean, everybody has noticed, like, even with all these falls, he's just like worse. And like one day I was showing him pictures, and because I had talked to one of my exes, her name was Bernadette, and I had written a song about her, me and her roommate. It's called No Time for Red Wine. Mm-hmm. And I was just revisiting it, and I had re-recorded it, whatever, and I was sharing it with some friends. This is the first song I ever did, and so I sent it to her, and I had talked to her. And he's only met 2 of the people I've ever dated. Okay. Jen, who's Jacob and Miriam's mother, my former partner, still one of my best friends, and then Bernadette. And I showed him a picture. I said, I was talking to Bernadette the other day. And so I showed him a picture off my phone of the 3 of us when we had dinner on South Shore one time. And he goes, she had a little car. I'm like, yeah, she did. She had a Mini Cooper. Oh, yeah, I remember her. And I said, okay. And then I thought I'd test him. I'm like, well, who am I? Because I don't know if he really knows me. Right. He goes, well, you're Theodore. Well, that's my dad's name, by the way. Well, I go, oh, I'm Theodore. He goes, yeah. I said, well, who are you? Oh, I'm just the guy that was in that picture. Oh, wow. I go, who's Tracie? He's like, I don't know. So that was a rough day. Yeah. And it's just gotten worse. Some days he knows who I am. Today he said I was his brother. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. When my grandmother first started to really lose her memory, and like I went in one day, and she didn't really react when I went in, but she reacted when my ex-husband walked in. And I was like, and she used to always love men. Like we joked that like if you were a guy, you could tell her anything. If you were a woman, she didn't believe you. Like she would flirt with guys. She was just like, I mean, I'm a lot like her. Although I flirt with women too.
There you go. Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
But she just like didn't remember me, and I was super close to her. Like spent so much time with her, and it was just crushing. And like I didn't. And then I'm sitting there trying not to like take it personal, because I'm like, I know she doesn't remember, and like we'd had conversations because she hid it for a long time, and she was pretty good at it. Like she would be like, oh no, I remember that. I was just like testing you, or she would do little things to kind of throw you off. But she would often tell me that from, like, she'd point to her head from here, like her eyes from here down, she was okay, but from here up, she had no idea. And it was always kind of funny. But then when it really like hit home where she didn't know who we were, or like you'd go in and be like, oh, Nan, who else was here today? And she'd be like, nobody even came to visit me. And then we would look at, like, we had a book that everybody would write in who was there, what was happening. So like we all knew. And we would keep track of it. And like you'd look and like 3 other people had been there that day. And she had no recollection that they were there and just didn't know who anyone was. But then you could talk to her about things that were like way in the past and she would have perfect recall for it.
Yeah, my dad does it all the time.
Yeah, and it was like you would never know. And then every once in a while you'd walk in and she'd know exactly who you were and you would have a great conversation and you'd be like, okay, like, and you, like for me, I would be like salivating on those moments, like trying to like just soak up and stay for as long as I can. Because it was like, oh, I get this glimmer of who she used to be. And it really is just heartbreaking.
Some days are good, like last Sunday, not yesterday, but the week before.
Yeah. I
mean, we went yesterday too, but the week before, he was able to, like, because he hadn't fallen in a week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he fell 3 times in 1 week. Prior to that, well, that's when I threatened the lawyer.
Of course.
And he went a week without falling, and it seemed like it was starting to clear up a little bit. Maybe not get better, as in, like, curing it, but his mind seemed more clear. And he was able to get in and out of the car.
Oh, wow.
You know, into the wheelchair. I took him to Applebee's. We had a good day. I took him to see our friends because, you know, Hannah and Tori live in the same building.
Yeah.
And just like 5 apartments down. And Hannah came out and said hi to him. And I don't know why I'm waving to you. But, you know. And it was a good day. And then Monday, completely opposite. He couldn't sit up. That's when he hit his eye. He acted like he couldn't sit up. So he was like hunched over and... So it's just, you know, one day is good, one day is bad. And I have to quit asking him if he knows who I am because he gets angry.
Right.
I don't know why you play these fucking games with me. I'm like, okay.
It's just you have to kind of just give in to where they're at. And it's hard because...
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I'm so much like him. It's even harder.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
My Uncle Joe had early onset Alzheimer's, but he would forget, like... while you were talking to him sometimes, like towards the end. Like one of my uncles, this is how my family is because we're a bunch of assholes, like would be like, hey, Joe, you remember her? Yeah. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, Siobhan. Like, but he thought I was like 20. And then my uncle would be like, oh, yeah, she got married. Or this is her boyfriend. You should ask him if they're married. And so like for like 25 minutes, every like 5 minutes, he'd be like, so Siobhan, did you get married? Did I miss? And I'd be like, no, Uncle Joe, I did not get married. Like, or, you know, like, yes, Uncle Joe, I got married 5 years. You know, it was just like, and it was almost mean, but every once in a while his wife would get mad when he didn't remember. Or she'd be like, I just told you. And like, we could all see, like, he had it was like almost like 10-second Tom from 50 First Dates. Like it was just like 4 minutes instead of 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you were and he was like happy and nice but like had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And like sometimes he realized he didn't know what was going on and other times he didn't. And he'd seem confused because he kind of knew who we were, but like we seemed too old. Like he'd be like, oh, you just look so much older now.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, Uncle Joe, I'm 35. And he'd be like, I thought you were like 15, you know, like.
I was.
Yeah, I was. But now you're old too. But it was just like his wife sometimes would get so angry at him. And you got her frustration, but it was also like sad to see her get mad when like he can't do anything about it. Like,
yeah, I understand her though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally understand it too.
I do.
There is something about it that you're just like, why can't you? It's like dealing with a child.
Exactly.
But it's your parent, like, you know, your parents eventually become your children.
They do. And
if they're lucky enough to still have you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been an interesting few months. And then about September 5th, I was getting something, you know, warmed up in the microwave and all of a sudden, my left arm got real tingly and heavy and dropped to my side, and I couldn't lift it. And then eventually I was able to go, and I already knew what it was because I'm a medical professional. And I've had it before, but it would go away.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Well, then my left leg got real heavy and numb. And so, of course, being a respiratory therapist, I take out my pulse ox. Well, what's my heart doing? Because I started panicking. And I was getting chest pain. Heart rate was fine. Sats are fine. I'm like, all right, you're just freaking yourself out.
Right.
And sat down. And then all of a sudden, I got a massive headache. And I was really dizzy. And I called Tori and I said, can you take me to the ER? He's like, what's going on? I go, I think I'm having a stroke. And so he took me to the ER. And they did the whole, and I couldn't keep my left. It's like, you know, you have to go like this, and my left arm kept dropping.
Right, yeah.
So they had to call it. I had a TIA.
Yeah. God, Tracie.
Which is for those who don't know, it's a transient ischemic accident, which is also called a mini stroke.
Right.
And the only deficit I've had is I lost a little bit of strength in my left leg and my left arm, and I'm tired all the time, which they said is very common.
Right.
It could take a year before I get that.
That was like a month ago.
I know.
Holy
2 days
shit.
later, I got out of the hospital on a Sunday, and Monday I was back. Tuesday I was back in the gym. So that's the thing, is I had just started going to the gym again. Me and Tori joined Alameda Fitness. Used to be Mariner Square.
I go there. I
Do
go
you?
to water aerobics 3 days a week.
Which class?
The 9 a.m. with Michelle.
I can't do the 9 because it's too intense. But I've been trying to do the
Gentle.
but I'm always with my dad.
Just do a modified version of it. You don't have to do what she's doing. You look at all those old ladies. You think, sorry, old ladies, I love you, but they're not always doing that.
I
was there this morning.
I've
been going 3 days a week I've been trying to go 3 days a week.
I must just miss you then.
Yeah, I'd go to the pool, and then I've never been into the rest of that building.
That's what I do. Is I go in, I go to the pool, and I do my own little, because I've done it before, but 2 days. But I'm telling you, I overdid it the first day, and by the time I tried, I could barely walk. I could barely move my leg, and I'm like, because if I had any doubt, I'm like, whatever. I mean, I knew when they took me for a walk in the hospital on my left leg, I've always limped,
right?
Because of my knee, right? I've always had a little bit of a gimp there, and then when I was walking, it was like plop.
Yeah.
It's like I had no control. It's kind of like having drop foot.
Yeah, I had drop foot once.
Yeah, when you have no control of your foot, you just can't. I had it too
for like 4 days.
Yeah,
I OD'd in my kitchen.
What?
Yeah, it was like back when I was on a lot of like fentanyl and everything, and I woke up and I was in my fridge, like inside, like it was like I had opened the door of the fridge and then just collapsed, and the way I fell, my foot was like pointed out, but like up against my cabinet. Mm-hmm. And so I woke up, my dog was like licking me in the face, and I don't know how long I was down for. I don't know any of it. And when I got up, I couldn't move my foot, and then I was like researching drop foot, and it was like might not go away ever, depending on like how many hours it was or whatever. And I was like freaking out. And for like 3 days, I was walking around like flip boop, flip boop, flip boop. Like, and like I worked at the hospital then, and like two of the women that I worked with was like, "What's up?" And I'm like, the way I slept the other night, I don't know, drop foot. Like, I was like, I'm not going to tell them I think I OD'd in my kitchen. Like,
holy shit.
I had taken a bath, and I got out of the bathtub, and I got into went into my fridge to get something cold to drink because I felt super like clammy and everything. Well, it was when I had a fentanyl patch on. They had upped my fentanyl patch, and I hadn't thought about it when I got into the tub.
Oh.
So I got into a hot tub, and all the fentanyl released into my system. And I mean, that's what I assume, like, when I put it together later. Like,
yeah, that makes sense,
I was like, oh, that's probably why I felt so...
That's why you can't go into hot tubs or anything like that.
Right, yeah. And, like, you know it, but when you're in it sometimes and you're in so much pain, you're not thinking about it. Like, I was just, like, oh, my God, my body hurts. Let me try to take a bath, see if that helps. Yeah. And then I probably took a Vicodin on top of that because I had them for breakthrough pain. So I probably did both. And then the fentanyl just...
kicked in.
Yeah. And I have no idea
I'm so grateful that you're still here.
Thanks, me too. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of times I look back and I'm like, oh, wow, I probably should be dead.
Could have died, you know.
Yeah. Well, when I when I came off fentanyl, like the first time I did it, I just went cold turkey. Yeah. And I'd been on fentanyl for like, I don't know, a year and a half. And my sister-in-law said something to me about, she wouldn't leave my niece with me. And I had never had someone tell me they wouldn't leave a baby with me. I had been babysitting since I was 9, like babies, like infants. Yeah. And so I was just so offended. And I was like, I am not an addict. And I went home and I took it off and I went through the DTs and almost died. And like, I knew better, but I also like was so headstrong about like, I am not an addict.
Isn't it interesting, this stuff? Because I had the same experience when I first started out with all my back issues back in 2000 and I moved here in 2008. So about the time I moved here, really, I had the same thing. I was getting all these shots and stuff, and they just weren't working. And I was taking 8 to 10, I can never remember what they're called, Norcos. Yeah. The 10 milligrams a day just to survive. Yeah. Working.
Oh, yeah.
No less.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah. I was on think I was on a 50 milligram fentanyl patch every 3 days and breaks through stuff.
Yeah.
And still working until one of the women I work with was like, why do you seem so like dopey all of a sudden all the time? And I was like, oh, I think it's my pain meds. And she was like, you can't be driving on those. And she's like, wait.
It's amazing how you function, right?
Yeah. And she was like, wait, you've still been doing like a good job.
Yeah. I could do it too. I mean, I did it too. And I mean, because you didn't have the pain.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I was
right?
still in pain.
And your
but
body
was
so used to it at that point. So they sent me to this pain clinic so I could get this other stuff to help with my back, but they had to get me off the other stuff first.
Right.
So they gave me a fentanyl patch.
Oh, yeah.
And I was supposed to, every 3 days you change it, right?
Yeah.
So I took it off one day because it was to change it, to get in the shower.
Yeah.
And didn't realize I never put it back on. And I was sitting in the chair and I thought I was going to climb out of my skin.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what is wrong with me? I feel... I don't know
ants.
Yes.
It's like ants under your skin.
Yes. And I went like this and rubbed my arms. I'm like, oh my God, my patch. So I went and put the new patch on within 5 minutes. It was like normal. And I'm like, oh my God, my body is so addicted to that. The stuff that they give you to break an addiction
is even
that
more
you get addicted to is ridiculous. And I don't even remember how it ended up being that I got off of that thing, but I did.
Yeah.
Not that it helped my back any, but...
Well, when I found out that pain medicine can also start to cause more pain, that was like a mind fuck to me. I was like, wait a second. So you're giving me stuff to mask my pain, but it can also just start causing more pain. And then your body gets addicted to the pain medication. And then it's just using it for the addiction and not for the pain management. But then you need to take more in order to get the relief. But the relief is minimal because it's actually causing more pain.
Yep.
And I was just like, what the fuck? And then nobody would have anything else to offer me unless more drugs.
Which is why we have the crisis in this country that we have.
Right.
And then you have doctors who won't give it to anybody.
Right.
Because anybody who says, well, I usually take this, oh, they're drug seeking. No.
Right. No, not everyone. Yeah.
They just know that 2 years ago when they had this issue, this is what worked for them. And they haven't had it since, but that's besides the point.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they used to give it to everybody and say, and like, so people are like, oh, well, that's what they gave me and it worked then. So maybe it'll work now. And then they're like, oh, you just want drugs. And they're like, not really. Because everyone they think is just a terrible person.
I do the same thing, though, when I have kidney stones. I've had so many. I know it works. Morphine doesn't work.
Yeah.
You give you the Toradol, but that's for the spasms.
Right.
I go, I'm telling you right now, I need... my gosh, I can't even think of the name of it because I haven't had it in so long. It starts with a D. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I just remember
diazepam?
No, starts with a D. Oh my gosh.
It's on the tip of my tongue too.
It's right there. I know. Let's see. Pain meds that start with a D. Yes, Google.
I like to call it magic boxing. Because I don't want to give anyone else credit. I also don't use Google. Oh, that was loud. Dilaudid, yes.
I don't know why that was so hard.
Yeah.
But it was.
Yeah, I'm like...
I guess it's good. I haven't had it
in a long time. Knock on wood. Tables wood. Yeah.
Tables wood? Okay. But that's the only thing that works for me. Yeah. And the first time I ever had that, I understand why people get addicted to IV drugs. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, why would you not want to feel that amazing all the time? That's why I never touched it.
That's why I used to say it felt like a warm hug.
Yeah. God, that's perfect way.
Yeah.
It's just like a warm hug. I'm in so much.
Yeah.
It's like euphoria. And I even thought to myself, never going to try anything remotely interested that's related to IV insertion outside of pain meds.
Well, they do
in
make
a
Dilaudid in a pill form too.
Yeah, it doesn't work as well.
It doesn't work the same, but they do it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a pain medication that was out in the mid 2000s. Probably actually, let's say late 90s to mid 2000s that I had not tried, that I had not been prescribed and given or told I should take or was on for an extended period of time.
Addiction runs on both sides of my family, alcohol, whatever. And I very mindful now when I have surgeries. I mean, I still take the Norco because I'm not going to not take pain meds. Oxy, forget that. I had that once when I had my open lap back in 2018. It is the worst. It works immediately.
Right.
It takes away the pain. But that is the worst medicine on your digestive system. I ended up in the ER because I thought I had a blockage.
Oh, wow.
And it was just because the meds backs you up so bad.
Yep. I can't take those for more than 2 days or else I start to get cluster migraines. So I can be like, you can give that to me for the first 24 to 48 hours, but then you need to put me on either Dilaudid or Norco or like some of the other stuff. But I really like, I know what works for my body and what doesn't. Morphine I have to be careful about because that will also set off if by the third dose of morphine I start to get headaches. And like not just headaches, they're migraines. Yeah. Like auras, light, everything. And I'm just like, and then my blood pressure starts to spike. I start to get a temperature, and it's it's awful.
Yeah, that's not fun. They actually asked me if I have migraines when I was in the hospital because severe migraines can mimic a TIA.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, but that's good to know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, after I had my hysterectomy, they invert you when you have a hysterectomy. And so we never talked about it, but because of my neck injury, they had just, even though I was only inverted for like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours while the surgery happened, between the pressure from the anesthesia in that clogs in there and then just that being inverted, I had the worst migraine where I thought I was having a TIA. Like my mother had to bring me back into the hospital. Yeah. And like they had to check me. And the doctors was like, well, maybe she's having a different reaction to it. And then it was just like all of the pressure from that and in my neck. And it was just, it was awful.
I've been upside down too. Yeah. It's never fun because they gave me too much medicine because my blood sugar went from way up here to way down there. And I'm like, I think I'm going to pass out. That was for the other thing. I've had so many
surgeries.
We could do a whole show just on that. It's like, oh my God. But so anyway, that's kind of.
It's a lot. It's
a lot.
It is.
And then he's just, some days he's good, some days he's bad. Yeah. For those who are just joining us, we're circling back to my dad and his dementia. And today was, I just go. I'm there. I'm there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursdays and Fridays. I try to take Wednesday to give me a break in the middle and him a break and a Saturday. Unless he falls, because then I have to go and check on him, right? Make sure he's okay. But I'm there. That's where I just came from, actually. Usually between 12:30 to 1 till 3 to 4.
Right.
5 days a week.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's my full-time job. So I guess not working full-time is...
It's kind of a blessing.
It's been a blessing.
Yeah.
But I'm
not for your bank
kind of getting to the end. Well, thank God for disability.
Right. And is there anything that you can get for being a full-time caregiver?
I've looked into it. They just don't pay. Right. They don't pay a lot of money. And I could never leave the house. No. He needs 24/7 care.
No. It's good that he's in some place that has that. But you're still full-time caretaking him, basically.
I'm there I'm there during some hours, like 3 hours
every day,
like 15 hours a week. Yeah, which is a lot, and sometimes more. It just depends, or less, because sometimes I'll go there and I'm there for an hour and he's kicking me out, or he's so tired because he fell the day before and he needs to take a nap, and so I'll hang out with him until he falls asleep, or whatever. And I feel guilty when I don't go. I was really hard when I was dating this person. They're all therapists, and they all need their own therapists. Let me just say that. But I used to call her. I'm like, I need your therapy hat. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is it okay that I don't go see my dad today because I'm exhausted? They're like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it's not? So I'd have my own therapy session. And it not feeling guilty about not going to see my dad. But then something would happen. Like on one of the days I don't go, he'd fall.
Right.
And then I've not gone to karaoke. I've not done this. I've not done that because I'm too afraid to leave because he's so unstable. And it's just like, okay, I'll just stay home and because I don't want to be too far away.
Right.
And that's the other reason I want jobs as close to Alameda as possible. So,
well, especially you're the only one here with him.
I am.
So, like, if you don't go see him, he's, you know, just hanging out with the staff all day, which makes I get
which
why
is good in some ways,
yeah.
but because
I get why you would feel guilty.
Yeah,
I don't think you should, but I understand it.
He gets along with. There's only one person he doesn't get along with. Nobody gets along with this person, staff or other residents. So he's a problem child. But they tried to move him in when one of his roommates moved out, and my dad's like, "You move him in, one of us is gonna fucking die, and it ain't gonna be me." I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably a good idea not to move him in, because that definitely would happen." But I don't know. It's a roller coaster. You just never know what you're gonna get when you go. It's kind of like yesterday. I was on my way home, and it was a mixed bag. You know, we went shopping and we went to Applebee's again because that's what we kind of do on Sundays.
Right.
And started out okay and didn't end well. So it was kind of like, okay. I was on my way home and I heard the song Sweet Music Man, Reba McEntire version. And I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly the sentiment of that song. I don't know if you know the song. Was actually originally written and recorded by Kenny Rogers in 1977.
Okay.
And if you go to my Instagram page and watch the video that I did of it, you'll get all that information again. But so I went home and recorded it.
Nice.
And
how has music been going?
Music is getting better. With work took a lot of my time, but I still go to karaoke on Tuesdays unless something happens, like, I don't know, TIA
or he falls
and I'm in the ER or something. But it's been kind of up and down lately, but I've just met some amazing people there. They've become really good friends. I used to go there for one reason.
Right.
And a mutual friend. And I just met a lot of really cool people there. And there's so much talent. It's like going into the Fireside or any other place in Alameda, right? But this is in Pleasanton. And they're just amazing people.
That's awesome.
And they're all extremely talented. So it's been in fact, a few of them were just over at my house.
Nice.
And they're using my instruments. Like Abby's playing my electric guitar and her partner, Paolo, is playing my I saw that, piano. And I'm like, well, I'm glad somebody knows how to play the piano because I don't. Maybe I should learn. But writing, me and Dakota from Squeaky wrote a song together. So I think the last, she would be such an amazing guest. Oh my God, she's amazing. Or they, I'm not.
Yeah, I was going to.
They, I think it's they.
Yeah, I'm sure what their pronouns are.
But they're amazing. Yeah. And came to my house one day and, what's your songwriting process? And I'm like, well, it usually comes to me weirdly, like Dolly Parton talking to me, singing to me a song called Greener Pastures, which I ended up writing in her voice. And I'm like, okay. So I wrote that song.
Oh, you mean like it was in her voice through your head?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like I was in the shower and I hear, I'm moving on to Greener Pastures in the voice of Dolly Parton. I'm like, what the? It was so real. And so I opened the curtain. I'm like, hello, this is my old apartment over off behind Swell.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there, just me. So a song came of that. It's actually one of my favorites. But so I gave her a title. I have a lot of titles.
Right.
Because if something will hit to me, I'm like, that's a great song title. And I'll write it down. And I said, here's a title. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong person. She's like, okay. And she just boom, boom, boom within 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So I looked at that and I'm like, all right. And I start playing the music and rearranged a few things. And my friend Tyler happened to be there that day. And he's like, well, what if we don't do that here and we do this? I'm like, oh, that's a great idea.
Right.
So, and it's a great song.
Nice. I can't wait to hear it.
It's on my Instagram.
All right. Oh, I probably watched it.
It's also on my YouTube. Is it? I don't know if I put it on YouTube, but
well, you should before this.
Once I did it without her, and once I did it with her. Okay. This last time I did it without her.
What's your YouTube page?
I think it's just Ream Track.
Ream Track.
Or it's under my name, Tracie Reams, Traciereames. I honestly don't know.
That's all right. We'll link it in the show. I'll find it.
I know
link it in the show
Instagram
notes.
is Ream Track.
I'll link it in the show notes.
But I can find it and send it to you.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. I'll do that before the end of the day for sure. But there's interesting stuff on that channel. Some of it you can't see because it's not meant to be seen.
Oh, okay.
Because it's, I have to do this video and they want a copy of the video. And the only way I can send it to them is if it's a YouTube link. So I have to make that particular one only if you have the code or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But my stuff is public.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
But so, I think the last time I saw you to do this, I should say, not ever.
Right.
Did I have one song released or two?
I think it was your first one. I think that was the first one.
Regret?
That yeah.
Still one of my favorites.
I like that.
I actually got to sing that with Falash a couple weeks ago. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
We reconnected. We have a mutual friend, Sheena. I'm going to name drop. So I don't know if you know Sheena.
Sheena Bobino? Yeah, absolutely.
Probably. She was at the Filipino MC.
She was emceeing
I love her.
while I was.
She's an amazing talent as well.
Yeah, I want to have her come up. I know her well because she is friends with Pia from Malaya Botanicals. So if you listen, you know. And then it was amazing to get to see her on stage this weekend.
I didn't get to go because I had friends over, but
she emceed the main stage at the Filipino Island Festival, and I was at the bar. But I was managing both bars, so I would run over to VIP every once in a while, check on them, and I'd get to see her perform a little and chat and whatever. So it was so much fun to see her.
Yeah, she's an amazing human being, and she's extremely talented.
She is. I could listen to her sing all day.
Oh, she's really good.
Yeah, she'll be up here hopefully in the next couple of weeks to sit.
I'm excited.
Yeah, because especially she's downstairs all the time at Malaya, so Mom was like, "You need to come up." So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's so funny. I mean, when I met her through Swell.
Okay.
We'll circle back to the other stuff, but since we're on this, because her and Mel are like best friends.
Okay.
And she was doing karaoke, and Crystal was back at Swell on Wednesdays only. So that's why I started going. And we just started talking. And one day I walked in, and Crystal's like, "Guess who's here?" And I'm like, "Who?" She's like, "Tommy." I'm like, "Tommy who?" "From karaoke in Pleasanton." I'm like, "Really? And what's he doing here?" And she's like, "Because Sheena knows him. She's known him for like 15 years. I'm like, "Of course."
Yeah.
I'm like, so it's just, we're connected by, especially in music.
Right.
Everybody knows everybody in this town, it seems like, or at least has heard of them or seen them or something. And it's kind of amazing. Yeah. I love it, actually.
It's nice.
Because you really make connections. Well, I saw you. Oh, you know that? Oh, yeah, I know that person. And so it's a lot of fun. But back to what you were saying. We got Sheena'd, I guess we'll call it. What was I saying? Oh, Falash knows her. Yes. That's how that all came out.
Yeah.
So that's how we were connected, was through her.
Nice.
So we did it at open mic a couple of weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. He's an amazing musician as well.
Yeah, he is.
If you need a guitarist, I got one for you.
Yeah.
So I just released Regret, I think, and then I think that was I remember when it was, but I don't know if it was the same year or later on. Early the next year I did Took Me by Surprise.
Okay.
Which is one of my better ones for sure. It's Hannah's favorite, actually.
Uh-huh. And Hannah is Dr. Hannah.
Dr. Hannah.
She was just here.
Yes, so, I know.
Yeah. I have to finish editing her episode.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, we got into a very deep conversation about race.
Well, I mean, that is her specialty.
It is,
So I did that one, and then I think it's been a couple years now. 23, I think it was. It's either 22 or 23. I don't even remember. I have to look it up. I released my version of Burning Love on May 29th, which was my mom's birthday, and she was a huge Elvis fan. So that's why I did it that way. Yeah. And Ben Flanagan was my producer.
Oh, Ben Flanagan from Black Map.
From Black Map. Another amazing human being, let alone artist.
I am waiting for him to come back from tour so we can sit down.
Oh, that'll be so much fun.
We were supposed to sit down right before I went to Burning Man or right after. I don't remember. And then I was just like, I am in deep decompression and need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
He was going on tour, so we just couldn't connect, but he'll be in.
That'll be a fun one too. I've learned so much from. It all leads back to Fireside. To be honest with you,
Fireside is like a through line through this whole podcast.
Exactly. That's how we all know each other's.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandy.
I'm actually going back to Fireside starting tonight.
I saw that on the thing. I was like, wait, when did she go back?
Sandy's been asking me to come back for a while, and right now it's just the right time. So I'll be back on Monday nights. We're going to do like industry night, and then I'll also pick up shifts at other times. And
nice.
Yeah. We always love to work together, so it makes sense to come back together. And she's got a lot of great projects going on, and I love working with her.
It's hit or miss when I go there to see her. Sandy here? No.
Yeah,
she's over there or she's here.
Yeah.
Good for her, though. If anybody deserves it. And the fact that she's finally, business-wise, in a place where she can kind of let go a little bit and breathe and trust the people there. And she's been there for a little while, but I think it's more solid now than it probably ever has been.
Yeah. Well, and Holly's great. So Holly managing and taking care of a lot of stuff for her is great. And she's got the right people in there.
Yeah,
so it's
she
nice.
does.
Yeah. And then they're opening the gallery next door, and
I know
that's very exciting. It should be open by the end of the month, and so I'll take some of that too, and help with some of that. And I'm really excited to be back with her. It's something that I love, and she's been doing way more music there lately, like bands almost every weekend.
She even brought karaoke back twice a month.
Yeah, which she always told me she would never do.
She told me the same thing, because after the world opened back up, like, I know everybody does karaoke. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's not wrong.
No, but people love karaoke.
They do.
They do. So, so it's nice. I'm excited to be going back and to, start. Monday nights used to be my favorite night to go out, like all through my 20s, because I've always worked in bars. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was at work.
Yeah.
Sunday, usually like burnt from like just working. And so maybe you go out for dinner Sunday night, but you don't really do too much. And so Monday night was always like my Saturday night. So I would love to go out. And it was always people like that you wanted to hang out with, because it was mostly people, bartenders, servers, hairdressers. It was all kind of industry people.
People who had a day off.
Yeah, who Tuesdays off. So like come and enjoy it and hang out. And like it's a great vibe because it's not the normies.
Right.
Like after 8:00 on a Monday night, most normies are home. So it gave us a chance to have a space where we could like talk shit and, just exhale and relax.
Yeah.
And so Ray and I are going to try to do that at Fireside on Monday nights.
Nice.
We'll have
congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah. We'll probably eventually have like friends come and play too, and do kind of fun stuff for ourselves to keep it interesting and fun, and to make it be somewhere on a Monday night where you want to come and hang out. And like, especially if you're in the industry.
Yeah.
Like have a place where you can have cheap drinks, good company, maybe some entertainment.
Yeah. At Fireside, I owe all, quite honestly. Well, that and Bernadette, because had she not told me to write her a song for Christmas one year, it was 2015.
Right.
So it's 10 years this December.
Oh, wow.
Because it was the year my mom died, my mom and my stepmom. Yeah. And it was the first Christmas since they both had passed that I was going home. And she goes, I just want you to write me a song. I'm like, Bernadette, I'm 48 years old. Yes, I'm 58 now. I'm 48 years old. I think if I could write a song by now, I would. She goes, yeah, you can do it. And I go, yeah, I'll think of something else. She's like, Mike, that was her roommate, I want you and Tracie to write me a song for Christmas. He's like, done. I'm like, thanks. So he writes this poem. I'm like, wow, you've only been here 6 months and you know her very well. He actually knew her before I did, but I'm like, all right. So let me read this. And I'm like, this has got to be the chorus. So let's repeat this. Let's add on a little bit on the outro. And I'm like, all right, this is how I want it to sound, but I had no idea how to put music.
Right.
So I went to my guitar, because I had gone back after my mom passed and started retaking guitar lessons. And I sang it for him.
Nice.
A cappella. He goes, oh, that's pretty good. I know exactly what you're looking for. So then he showed me, his name is Will Hughes. He's in Sacramento. He's an amazing music teacher, an amazing artist. Nice guy too. And he just helped me. I mean, between the three of us, we came up with this amazing song called No Time for Red Wine, because she's allergic to it and she only drinks Chardonnay. So
That's cute.
But she was right. I guess I could write songs, right?
Right, yeah. And it's a skill now that I'm imagining that it's part of what you use to help relax and escape from everything else that's going on.
I don't write as much as I should. I think I don't, right before, like I said, right before I did a lot of things. I've been doing a lot of things for the last 2 years that I normally would not do. Experimenting in one particular facet of drugs.
Oh, okay.
And
I was trying to figure out if I knew where that was going.
yeah. And
so you've been dabbling in drugs?
it's just, I've never done it.
Right.
But
well, I think
it never did anything for me. It was a social thing for me. It's not like I could have it at my house and it'd sit there until the next time I got together. It could be 2 weeks, right? So, but then the TIA happened. I'm like, okay, we're done.
Right.
We're done. I don't know if it had anything to do with it.
Right. But the chances
But that's
are,
out.
Yeah.
And I don't drink. I never drink heavily, but I could drink 4 or 5 and have a couple shots in there and be absolutely fine. But I don't even do that anymore.
Right.
And Tuesday was a rough night, so I had a little bit more than I normally would this past Tuesday, and I felt like shit on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
And
That happens.
Because I haven't done it in so long. And I'm like, that's why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A good hangover will remind you why you should be responsible about drinking.
Yeah.
I haven't had a big hangover in a long time, knock on wood, because I try to make sure I keep myself within limits and, make sure I stay responsible. It can be hard sometimes being behind the bar. Sometimes you take one extra shot and you're like, oh, that's not a good idea. But yeah, having a hangover is the worst thing ever. Yeah. And also, like, how are we this old and having hangovers? Like,
I don't even know if it was really a hangover. Like,
no, yeah, but just
it was, but it was just not a massive, because I just still didn't drink a lot. It was just more than what I have been since I had the TIA.
That's probably a good idea.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. Yesterday at 9:30, I thought it was midnight.
Oh, wow. And
all I did was go see my dad and get a few things done around the house. I was exhausted because Saturday I was hanging out with my friends. We did music all day. It was a long day.
Right.
But it was a good day. But I'm so tired now since the incident. It doesn't take a lot for me to get tired anymore. And
well, it was only a month ago. You're still healing.
I know. It seems like it was forever. But I still go to the gym 3 days a week.
That's awesome.
And I do chair yoga every morning.
There you go.
And it just shows me how messed up some parts of my body really are. It's like, I can do this on this side, but I can't do it on this side, or it's a lot tighter. And so it's still working, but it's making me more in tune with, and I've always been really in tune with when I know something's wrong, I know it.
Right.
Like doctors are like, oh, well, I'm telling you now, skip it. Let's just have the surgery and get it done.
Right.
Because it's just a waste of time. Stuff like that. Or just when I'm not feeling good, I know my body pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's even more intense now because it's just been a weird journey.
Yeah. Well, it's also a lot of emotional stress that you're carrying and dealing with. And I don't think we talk enough about what happens when we start to take care of our parents and like what the toll is on you and just the stress of it and the isolation of it and the guilt and the not guilt and then the kind of resentment that you have to now take care of them.
Yeah.
Especially if they haven't set up to take care of themselves very well. It's a hard thing, but that's where most Americans are too.
Oh, yeah.
Like most and if depending on what the government does, it's going to be even harder for people because they're trying to take away
everything.
What little that we do get and have with from our tax money.
Yeah. When my mom and dad died, this is a few months before my stepmother passed away. So weird and unexpected. But we were talking about insurance, whatever. My dad's like, well, I don't have any. I'm like, you don't have any life insurance? He's like, no. What do I need it for?
Oh, God.
I'm like, Dad, for when you die? He goes, what do I care? I'll be dead.
Oh, God.
I'm like, okay, but it's not about you because you're dead.
Right. It's about,
because at the time we were thinking Marie's going to outlive, right? Maria. My Maria. It's Maria. And she's like, yeah, what about me? And he's like, well, just throw me in the ditch across the street. I'm like, well, first of all, that's illegal.
Right.
So I've been paying for the last 10 years. I got like a simple, he doesn't want anything.
Right.
$5,000. It's enough. And I checked it to make sure it has, the amount hasn't, that would still be enough here in California. It's plenty.
Yeah.
Because all he wants is to be cremated. He wants no service. He wants nothing. And I'm like, who am I going to have a service with?
Right.
My friends and I can do that.
Right.
With the ashes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody else is back home and has only got one sister left because when he got out here, his youngest brother died.
Oh, gosh.
Been hiding prostate cancer for the last 10 years. Nobody ever knew he had it. Oh. And I don't think my dad ever really recovered from that because it's just him and his Aunt Darlene. She's 86, going to be 87, and my dad's going to be 90. At this point, he's outlived his parents. They never lived that long. They lived in their 70s. And his youngest or his oldest siblings were in their mid 80s. So he's outlived everybody. Right. He's tired. He has not wanted to be around since Maria died. He has never been the same. Yeah. It's like I was supposed to go first. Because he was 80. Right. She was 70. And I understand why everybody thought. Yeah. But and usually you just don't. It's just a freak thing. And
yeah, you don't know how much time you ever have.
Yeah, you don't.
That's something that we both know all too well.
Yeah, and we do.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to like find your joy, find your tribe, live your truth, like be happy because it all goes by so fast. So staying in things where you're not happy or that you're just grinding through every day, like the amount of toll it takes on you and like the amount of your soul that it eats is just, it's why so many people I think are unhappy in the world is because they're just surviving. And it's,
and I get it. Especially right now.
Yeah. And I completely get it, but it's like figuring out a way that you can find your joy while surviving or being aware, like you're just in survival mode. Cause like, I think by being aware of it, it gives you like almost a sense of relief. And you're like, all right, I know I have to do this to survive, but like, let me find ways to have some other joy in my life. Let me find some other way to like be happy or connect. And, if you can admit that you're surviving, then you can kind of start to thrive.
Yeah.
It's just like knowing where you're at and being aware of it and being present.
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to learn to do sometimes.
I tell people all the time who I hate my job, but the money's so good. I'm like, yeah, but you spend the majority of your life is spent at a place you hate. Right. Is it worth it?
Right. Yeah. Like make the money, get into a point where you can be like, okay, now it doesn't have to be about the money. Because I got it. Like my bank account right now is screaming.
Mine has enough to cover half the rent for October. Which,
oh God, yeah.
But I get the rest this week. It'll be all right.
Yeah. And it's that, like I was saying to someone the other day, like I'm concerned about my financial situation. And like, because I don't have my day job right now, that I was like, I am concerned, but not worried. Yeah. And I was like, and normally I would, like me 2 years ago would be freaking out. But right now I'm just like, you know what? It'll all work out the way it should be. Like I still have some savings left. I know that, I have plenty of opportunities. I get job offers all the time, but it's like, I want to stay within the stuff that brings me joy. And I want to stay focused on building this and building my own company and building something no one can take away from me and like helping people while I'm doing it. Because it's all I've ever, you know me, like all I want to do is put good out in the world and help people and show people the different ways, or like being at the bar is one of the things that I love because I get to be like the soft spot to someone, like I have people that will be like, I came just to see you because I had like a shitty day, or like I came because I wanted to share this joyful thing with you, So to me, that's me putting some good out into my community. And then the podcast is a way for me to put out more joy into the broader community.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's kind of like, I'm glad I'm going to the gym and I'm doing all that because I do feel better when I go. Right. There are days I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm going to go. And I feel so much better. I'm exhausted, but I feel like, okay, that was what I needed to do. But that's why I'm glad that I'm surrounded by talent because music, you know me, music is my outlet. And it's, I've got a new speaker now. I got, I'm getting gig stuff. And I'm like, I'm 58 years old. What the hell am I thinking getting gig stuff now? Well, I went and saw Sheena back to Sheena and Hobnob a few weeks ago. And I have a gig there now on November 8th.
Congratulations.
From 6 to 8. Thank you.
Yeah.
So all my people are coming so far. So Hobnob, be ready. You're going to have a lot of people.
Sweet. November 8th?
November 8th. It's kind of cool because it's 6 to 8. It's just 2 hours.
Yeah.
You can take like a 10-minute break if you want to, which I always forget to do. And I'm exhausted. And I'm like, why? Because I did a show with Michael James at Swell back in April. And I forgot to take a break. And then when he took a break during his set, I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, I could have done that. So I want to try to remember to do that this time. It's just a couple hours, though. But, you know, I might have one or two of my friends come up and do a song.
Right. Oh, good. I hope I can make it that night.
Yeah, I will send you the info. I'm still working on a flyer. I need a new picture.
All right, let's take that.
So I need my guitar, and I need to look like I'm a musician.
I'm going to put it in my phone right now.
Thank you. That would be awesome if you could make it. I know that you're very busy, and something may pop up. So
if I'm not working that night, I will be there. That's my new thing is once I commit to something, unless it's work related, I do not. That's like usually my goal is to go to the places that bring me joy.
Yeah, exactly. This whole medical issue, I mean,
which one? The TIA, the back surgeries, the knee? No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, of course. The TIA is
because
the most
all that I
scary.
went, it could have been. I'm so grateful, so profoundly grateful that it was no more than what it was.
Right.
Because all I keep thinking about is, what if it would have been worse, and what would happen to my father?
Yeah. But and that just shows who you are too, because your first instinct isn't what happens to you; it's what happens to him.
Well, there's nobody else to take care of him. I mean, to be here.
Right. No, and he would be confused too on like where were you?
Well, he already tells me now he thinks that Maria left him and just walked away. He doesn't remember that she died. Oh. And it's like, I try to gently remind him, but he doesn't understand. He just, she didn't. She just got tired and she left me too.
Oh, that's so terrible.
And it's like, I don't want to be an asshole and say, no, Dad, she's dead. All right. But which is worse?
Right.
Him remembering that pain?
Right.
Or him thinking that she's just not here?
Yeah.
Either way, she's not here.
Right. And so why does it matter why
it doesn't
she's not
matter.
Here? Yeah.
And I got to remember, I remind myself of that all the time.
Yep.
And
I used to say to one of my friends who was going through kind of a similar thing with their dad, and I was like, you know what, you know how you can't reason with drunk? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, you can't reason with dementia. Like, you've got to figure out how to not be mad and just meet them where they're at and like try to have fun with it. Like, I as much as you can, like try to, because if you can have fun with it, like they will pick up on that energy. And sometimes it won't work, and sometimes they'll just be mad at you for like laughing at them.
Yeah.
But other times you can get them to kind of like loosen up a little and not be as so, because like I said, it's got to be so scary for them for not really knowing what's going on.
Yeah, we'll be talking about one thing and then he'll bring something up. I'm like, what dog? The dog you were just talking to me about. And we were talking about something totally different, right? I'm like, oh, I don't remember. We were talking about that. What kind of dog was it?
Right.
And I'm trying to retrain myself, because you literally have to retrain yourself on how not to react. Like, what are you talking about? We weren't talking about no dog.
Right.
We were talking about this. It doesn't do any good to try to enforce it, because that's not what they remember.
Right.
And I'm not always great at it.
Of course you're not going to be. You're a human being and you're so used to reacting in one way. And
right.
now you're trying to, like you said, retrain yourself.
So we try to, he sleeps a lot when I'm there anyway, because he doesn't sleep at night. So what we do is we like to go, like once a week I bring the stuff, and he likes to have a clean head. So I shave his head and I shave him up here, and he put on his Brute, which, by the way, even after washing your hands 50 times, you can still smell it. And thankfully, it smells amazing, because I love Brute. I don't obviously use it. Well, no, I wouldn't say the obvious. I just don't choose to use that kind.
Right.
But he loves it. He always has. So we just put it on his head. It takes 10 years off of the guy.
Does it?
I mean, he looks like he's 10 years younger when he's cleaned up. Nice. So we did that. And then we sit outside. We sit in the back, or we'll go down to the beach because he's just down a block away, and we just watch planes. That's our thing. Is we'll look at that plane, look at that. Oh yeah, he'll be like, that's a bomber plane. I wonder where they just dropped that bomb, or that's a carrier, and he'll go like,
oh
shoot.
God,
I'm like, probably don't want to do that in public, but okay. And he'll tell me, oh, that's got a blue tail, and it's got a, he'll describe what he thinks the plane looks like, and so that's our thing. And it's weird because. Backtrack a little bit. When I started getting the tattoos, once my mom and my stepmom died, I got that. Right. And then, I got this one over here. And he used to give me shit about tattoos. I'm like, coming from the man with a faded naked girl, that doesn't count. I got that in prison. I'm like, that makes it better.
Wait, was your dad really in prison?
He was in jail a couple times for back child support way back in the day before me. That's how I found out I had a brother in a first marriage from him. And then a couple drunk driving incidents, but which is common knowledge, so it's not a big deal. But that's how one lady recognized him at the ER. Is that my guy? Yep. And she sees that
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
That's how many times he's been there for falls, right?
Oh, wow.
But he used to give me crap about all these tattoos, and then when I got these two after my mom and Maria passed away, and then I got this one and I got my Tigers one, he goes, you might want to save room. I'm like, for what? Well, you might need another one day. I'm like, don't worry, Pops, I got you right here. And it was really weird. It's like, I have no idea what it's going to be. He goes, well, Michigan, I goes, never going to have anything Michigan State on this body. I love you, but you just like the wrong Michigan football team, okay? No. More of a U of M. I'm a Wolverines. He's a Spartan. I don't know when that changed, but whatever. And I was thinking, it's so weird because one day he fell and he hit his head and he had a really bad bruise, and I didn't know if he was going to make it. Oh, wow. Because when I went to the ER, he was not in good shape. And I don't know, everything just started hitting me, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a plane. So I've already got it planned out, his tattoo, once he passes away. It's going to be a plane, and it's going to have his name, and his final flight. Nice. Something to that effect. Yeah. And I'm like,
that's beautiful.
Should I feel bad for already having that planned out? Because I feel everything. You'd think I was Catholic. Because everything makes me feel guilty. It's like, even if I'm like, an idea just comes to me like that. It's like, because he's always asked me, what's it going to be? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to think about it until I have to. And then that day I thought I had to. And so I guess that's one thing I can take off my list, but I'm in no hurry.
Right.
We got number 90 coming up in a week and a half, so.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to make it, but I don't know how much longer after.
Right.
I think he might be hanging on for that, to be honest with you, but.
That little milestone.
He might surprise me, and he could be around for 3 more years. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But he's so stubborn. He's too stubborn. You know what they say? Only the good die young. Well, only the stubborn live long. That's the way I look at it.
That's a good way to look at it. I would agree with that.
He's too stubborn, and I'm glad. I'm very grateful for that. So,
yeah, because as hard as it is, you're still not ready to let him go either.
No,
and
I'm not. I mean, that's what I was saying in the beginning of the video when I did Sweet Music Man yesterday. I'm grateful for the time, but God, I really miss my dad sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Well, because, and that's like the hardest part of like dementia or Alzheimer's. It's like death by 1,000 cuts because you're losing them all the time.
Yeah.
But then you have those moments of glimmers where they are them, and then that makes you miss them even more. And it's like makes it harder because you're like, oh, I have them. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, yeah, like this isn't them. It's like a version of them, obviously, but it's not who you know them as.
Yeah, my
sister. So you're like missing them while they're still alive.
Yep. My sister-in-law's mom just died back home in Michigan. And she had been in a home for about 3 or 4 years now with, I don't know if it was actually Alzheimer's or just dementia. I'm not sure which one it was, but, same thing. And when that happened, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's we all die at some point, right?
Yep.
It's just a matter of how you go.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just how and when. That's it.
I prefer to just be asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But what are the odds?
Right. Yeah. There's not really, unless
My grandma got that. She went to sleep and never woke up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not really something you get to choose.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in some instances you can,
do.
And
Yeah.
you could, but you know, and you know what? Like, I am at the twilight of my life. Like, if I'm at a certain point, I will go out with dignity. You know, like I am. I'm not. I'm not hoping for death anytime soon, obviously.
No,
but I'm not.
Me neither.
I'm not afraid of it anymore.
Me neither. I think I'm more afraid of living alone than I am dying younger than I expected.
Yeah, I'm afraid of just not living like life to the fullest, because I haven't, and always, you know, like I haven't always lived the way I wanted to, or lived and put it all out there. Like I have been too scared to, or not thinking I'm worthy of it in some way, or thinking like, who am I to have that kind of dream, that I didn't really live my life for a long time, or like I settled for things, or was like, well, this is the life I'm supposed to live versus this is the life I want to live.
I get it. I always thought my life was going to be very different. Family, and it was for a long time when I first moved here, when Jen and I were together, and the kids, and who are doing great. They're 21 and 25 now.
Right.
Amazing children, thanks to their mother,
Right.
Jen. And my life was, that's what I thought my life was always, that's what I always wanted.
Right.
At least that's what I thought. And now, and I always like, I had to live with this person. I need, I want, and as I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't think I want to share a house with anybody for full time. And I credit that a lot to friends like Crystal and in you, where you embrace your alone time.
Oh, yeah.
It took me a really long time to be comfortable with being alone. And now I am. And now I'm kind of like, I don't want to leave, or I don't want to be gone forever, or do I really want these people to come on?
Yeah.
And I don't mean the people that were just there, but just in general. It's like, I love having people over, but that means I got to do certain things.
Right.
And I enjoy my alone time. And yeah, when I want to be in a relationship, a healthy relationship where somebody who is not screwed up 3 months into it, you find out they're an alcoholic and they ruin your show and can't be with you.
Specific.
And then they decide to drink in front of you for 5 weeks, even though they can't be with you because they have to get sober. And then they're flirting in front of you with other people. Do I want somebody like that? No.
No.
That was very specific. Yes.
Yeah, that was
that's all I'm going to say about that. I think enough said.
Yeah.
But I seem to have a habit of finding people that look normal, quote unquote, whatever that means, and have it together. And then as soon as you get to that place where feelings and plans and all that, suddenly everything. This is not the first person that I found out had addiction issues that I've been with. I got a song out of that one, though. It's called Worth It. She ended up marrying somebody she met in the program, but that's besides the point. It was a while ago. I'm over it. I don't care. She's happy. Good for her. Thanks for the song. But I just can't seem to find somebody who actually doesn't have any surprises like that, I guess.
Well, I don't think anyone doesn't have any surprises. Like when I think about like me and like dating and things like that, it's hard, and it's like on paper, like yes, I have all my shit together, but there's stuff that I still need to work on and things that, like, you know what I mean? Like
100%.
I do, but also I get what you're saying, because most of the people that I've met are like all poly and open relationships, and they're like, oh, come meet my wife, and then let's go out on a date. And I'm like, okay. And
that doesn't even bother me anymore. I thought it would, but I'm open to that. I dated somebody like that for a few weeks, and life got in the way, and it changed.
Yeah, and I'm open to it, but it's also like there's a part of me that's always like, but why am I doing this if it's not going to go anyplace? And then doesn't need to go anyplace. Like, no, it's just like someone I can have dinner with a couple times a month and hang out with, that I like their company, they like mine. And that's fine too. But it's like, okay, well then what do I want for my future of that? Like, do I want one single partner? Do I want to be poly and open?
Right.
Like, I'm not a jealous person, but there is something that I want to know that someone's in my corner, and they're solidly in my corner.
And they can be, even if they are in a relationship with somebody else.
Right.
Because ideally, it's supposed to be separate. I mean, you want to know who they're with, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But your relationship is supposed to be separate.
Right. No, and exactly. But it's also like, if they're married to someone else and living with someone else, are they really fully in my corner?
I understand.
You know what I mean?
see what you're saying.
Or is it like, if it comes down to me or that person, they're always going to go defer to their primary partner, and maybe as they should, but then is it really like, then are you fully in my corner? So there always like, there's things about that I still haven't kind of figured out and worked out how I feel about it, or how like it's supposed to work.
Yeah, and I get it, because I never thought I'd be open to something like that. But I think there's a part of me that's always been interested, because I've been in love with people, but then been drawn to other people.
Right.
And developed feelings for them. I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, oh, it's because you're a Gemini. No, it's not because I'm a Gemini, people. You understand?
Well, I'm a Gemini too. So
I know, that's why I said it. I think Geminis get a lot of crap. I mean, there are a lot of serial killers that are Geminis. Right. I understand that.
I had a friend's kid like troll me at a dinner once. Like their 13-year-old was like, "Oh, you're two-faced," and because we started talking about signs, and like I just looked and I was like, "That's one way to put it." Or the way I like to put it is that I have the ability to step back and look at it from two different point of views, so I can understand how you think differently than me, but I can understand how you get there, and which is why people are kind of like my art, and like I get along with so many people, is because I know that you can have a different opinion, but I can see how you got there, so I get to see things from two sides. And she just like looked at me, and her dad looked at me and like gave me like this like, good job schooling her without being rude, because like she was kind of rude to me, and her dad knows me well and knows like I could come back and be like, listen, you little shit, like yeah. But I like was really like when she said it to me, I was like, wow, you're a bold little 13-year-old, but also like,
good for you in a way. But just channel it a little bit different.
Right. Yeah. But like also what she said is it's because people keep telling her that she's that's not something she came to on her own.
Exactly.
That was like, oh, Geminis are two-faced and blah, blah, blah. No, we're two-sided.
Yeah.
And like, that means that we have the ability to
two-spirited.
Yeah. Which
100%.
Yeah. Like when I look at it, I mean, I'm on the cusp, but when I look at it, like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. Like that's true and true. Like I can flip really fast from being like, I always say like, I'm very kind, I'm not nice, and I'm kind until I'm not.
Yeah,
I
understand that.
If you get me there, then like, that's your fault now.
I'm right in the middle. I'm June 4th, so I'm very much a Gemini. I still don't follow all the attributes that they claim a Gemini has, but I'm very loyal, where they say Geminis are not.
Oh yeah, no, I'm loyal to a fault.
And
I mean, that's also where I come from. You know what I mean? Like, your word and your loyalty are the two biggest things that you get judged on where I'm from.
Mine is, my dad's been married 5 times. My mom was married 3 times. And I always said, and it took me forever, but I finally came to the realization that the reason it takes me so long to let go is because I don't want to be that repeater. I don't want to be that serial relationship. And because of the people that have entered my life and how it's worked out, me not letting go hasn't changed that pattern. It's just prolonged it, and it's made it worse for me. Sometimes then, because it affects our friendship, right? But when I fall for somebody, I fall really hard, like hard, because it takes a while to get there. Sometimes I feel like it happens really fast. But you can have that crush and have them feelings, but then when you really get deep down in the feelings,
I have like crushes on everybody. You know what I mean? Like I joke that I fall in love with people all the time. Like like I told Chris from Park Street Tavern, I'm like, well, after you first cooked for me, that's when I fell in love with you. And like the first time I said it, he was like, and I was like, and then I have crushes on you and your brother because your brother's cocktails are great. And then, I'm like, oh, and then that one waitress, like I love her. Like she's always so bubbly and smart. And like, I'm like, I just fall in love with people all the time. It's part of like, I love that,
Yeah.
But
there's
to
a
actually
difference.
have like a crush on someone that I'm like, oh, I might want to date them. It's like every time I've had it and then I like get to know them a little more and I'm like, oh, like the version of you that lived in my head was so much better. Because I have the problem is I fall in love with someone's potential too, because I can see who they could be, and then it's like, oh, let's help. Like, let me put on my Captain Save-A-Ho cape and like fix their lives.
I don't want that. I understand it completely, but I don't want that.
No, me
I want to
neither.
retire it. I don't even have it anymore. Technically,
hang up.
And I will give this person credit. They refused to allow me. So because we still talked even after.
Right.
It was a weird way we met. I might as well just tell the story real quick. I don't know how much time you got, but
the time in the world.
We met at a place in Pleasanton. And it was weird. It was a Tuesday. It was after karaoke, and she just happened to be there with a couple of friends, and Crystal and I were both there. And we both became friends, right?
Right.
And they had actually hung out after that, before her and I did, because we were hit every time I'd be like, hey, I'm here. Oh, I can't. Or,
right.
I have my daughter or whatever. I'm like, cool. And it was a weird time. I'm like, are you going to be at karaoke? Yeah, I'm going to be there. So I'm like, okay. So we were there, and I don't know, we were just like, together the entire time, and she said something, and I put my hand on her shoulder because she had a shirt, like a sleeveless shirt like yours, and I'm like, oh my God, your skin is so soft. And it was ridiculously soft. It was like baby skin. That's how soft it was.
Nice.
And she made some comment, well, if you think that's soft, you should feel. And I'm like, sounds like an invitation. She goes, never know. And hooked up that night, and it's supposed to be casual.
Right.
That was the plan, but you can't be casual and see each other all the time,
right,
and text each other all the time, and talk on the phone and say how much you like them and how much you miss them and how much you want to see them and how excited you are for the date, blah, blah, blah. And so,
feelings start fast.
A few months of that, and I didn't do the first one. She did the whole I heart you thing when she was walking away, and not that I don't even think she really knew what it meant at the time, but another person who had been with women but never had an actual love relationship, which is also my problem.
Yeah, you like the straight girls. Or the straight
I didn't know that she was.
Straight-ish girls.
I figured you know what it is? It's bi people. People that I end up not knowing that they're bi until
it's too late.
It's too late.
Yeah.
And nothing against bisexuals at all. I used to not believe in it. I didn't understand it as a lesbian. I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
It took me a really long time to understand. It's not about the sex. It's about I had a growing process too. And now it's like, I don't care, but most bisexuals I know that are women end up with men.
Yeah,
Except for one that is currently not.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, and most bisexual women I know that have gone into a relationship have been in long relationships with a woman or two, and then go back to men.
Yes. Every single person that I've known.
Yeah.
That identifies as bisexual. And that's why I'm like.
That's why I don't identify as bisexual, even though most people would probably say that I am.
I understand that. I mean, and some of the people I've dated aren't necessarily bisexual. They're pan, or they're just. I don't even know all the terms.
I don't either. Every time I'm on one of those,
they're just open to anybody. Right.
Yeah.
Which is great. There's nothing wrong with it. I love that.
I think David.
But I don't mind. I don't care who you are. I guess I just want somebody to choose me.
Yeah, no, I get it. I have that feeling all the time too. Like sometimes I went out for drinks with this guy, and we'd been flirting on and off for like a while, and then we had like both said something about going out together, and then we just never got it together. And then I just would see him every once in a while, and I'd give him shit. And then we went out for drinks, and then we had like a great night, and I was like, yeah, I just wasn't sure if you weren't really interested. And he's like, no, it's not that I'm not interested, but like I kind of am seeing someone. And then I was like, then why are we out for drink? Like, why wouldn't you have just told me you're seeing someone?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was just like, wow, like if you would take me on like an audition date, like are you someone that I would really want to date? And it like really changed the whole way I like perceived him. Because I'm like, why wouldn't you just be like, oh, I would love to go out, but like I'm actually seeing someone right now. Great, okay, like then friend zone us, like that's cool. Because I don't want to be on a pseudo date with you while you're seeing like what is that?
Yeah.
And it was like the not honest about it part. Which it threw me off because he didn't seem like that kind of guy at all. Where I was just like, and then I didn't really say anything. I was just like, all right, well, I guess, I don't know, maybe if you're ever single and I'm still around, but like, also no.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, before this person, I had met somebody else there, and I had a little crush, and we would just meet, like she was part of a group of other people that I was friends with, and they'd be there every Tuesday. They'd go have dinner together because they're all great friends, and then they would come and we'd do karaoke. They would do karaoke with everybody, right? And that's how we all met down there. And I don't know, I asked one of her friends who actually was, her and I had become really good friends. So what's up with your friend? Is she open? I think she's pretty open. You could always just ask her. And I don't know why I did it, but I'm like, so.
Yeah. Well, because you don't know unless you ask.
Right. And I just said, hey, she's gorgeous too. Oh my God. And I just said, would you be interested in going to have dinner sometime, getting to know each other? I never wanted to use the date word.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, that would be fun. And she goes, are you asking me out on a date? And I go, yeah, I guess I am. She's like, yes, now kiss me.
Oh.
She goes, okay, so there's some things I need to tell you. And I'm in a relationship. I'm
ethically
non-monogamous. Thank you. I have my main partner. They have a wife. And it was probably the most honest person I have ever come across in life, let alone in relationships.
Right.
And I was like, this is starting out. Didn't know that. I'm going to wrap my head around that a little bit, but I've always had these feelings, like I said earlier, that maybe that's something I'd like to explore. First date was 12, 14 hours long. It was great.
Yeah.
And then life got in the way.
Yeah.
And things she was going through kind of took a hold and needed space. And it just ended up, eventually she's just like, I just can't pursue a relationship with, because she had different versions of what I didn't know, things that she didn't tell me until later that she felt. But I'm like,
Right.
why didn't you tell me this before? I'm sure we could have worked on that. But, it was what it was.
Right.
And I'm grateful for it because that's what I want.
Right. Yeah.
Not necessarily that type of relationship. I mean,
But
I'm open to it, but somebody who can just be honest with me.
Yeah. And that's one thing, like dating people in the poly world is nice because they have to have so many conversations. So they're some of the best communicators out there. One of my friends, they opened up, or like a couple of my friends have open relationships. One of them opened their relationship a few years ago, and like watching their learning curve on it and like what they've had to do and books that they read. And just one of them was like, this is the pool you should be dating from because you'll find the people that are most honest and this and that and know how to communicate and know what they want. And I was like, yeah, that's great. But do I know what I want? Like, am I that good of a communicator? Maybe, maybe not. It's me, I'm just making a joke, but it is, I think there is a plus, that's a huge plus in that community is the amount of people that do know how to communicate and are just open and honest with it. And I think a lot of people don't know how to do that because we're never taught it. You have to go out and like learn it yourself and teach it to yourself.
Yeah, and we're in this country, it's not just this country, but in the world in general, I think. But I don't know. I haven't really traveled a lot, which I'm hoping to do at some point in my life. It's all about monogamy.
Right.
And that's all you know. That's all you've been taught. So you still have to communicate even in that relationship. But the majority of it is, well, we can't communicate anymore. So let's.
Right. Instead of having because people don't want to have hard conversations.
Yeah.
And that's really what
And
it
I'm
comes
not
down to.
saying 100% that I necessarily, because I don't know if I can do a relationship like that. I mean, I wish that this relationship had gotten more time.
Right.
Where we could actually spend, we only went out a couple times and we did a lot of texting and calling, but not like real quality time just because, she's very busy and she had vacations and then things happen. And like I said, things she had to deal with that weren't so great. And it is what it is, but it would have been a great testing ground because I don't know, because I didn't know. I don't know if I could have done that with this last one. But
well, yeah, you have to be open to sharing someone.
Yeah,
and sharing.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, which is stupid.
Why?
In a way,
think it's stupid.
It is because I see myself, like I said, I've been in relationships where I've been very much in love with somebody, but then there's somebody that I meet and I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know I could feel this way. And I would be open to that.
Right.
So why would I not be open to the other person doing that? Right.
Right.
So that's that part of myself that I really have to work with. Because it's like, if that's something that if that ever comes into my life again, I have to be okay with that if that's something that I wanted to have freedom to do.
Right. Oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. And there's a bunch of books on it, like where you can figure out, that will help you figure out how you feel about it, or
got one from one of our friends,
or give you ideas on how like the new relationships can look.
Yeah.
Because I think monogamy works for some people. Like I was always monogamous. It was never crossed my mind to not be, when I was in my long-term relationship. It just, and a couple times, like I joked, like, if there's ever anyone else you want to go sleep with, like, just be honest with me. Like, and if it's just sex, we'll talk about it and work it out. Like, I was always kind of like that. And he was not. And he would be like, why would you say that? And I'm like, just don't. I'm like, I'll be hurt if you lie to me about it. Like, I'd rather us just talk about it. Like, there's some chick that you really like, oh, this chick is like, I really just want to know what that's like. I'm like, I'm kind of okay with it. Like, if it's not your feelings and like you want to come back to me every night, like my ex was a huge flirt, and some people would be like, does it bother you? I'm like, no, I know where he comes home every night. And if that's what he needs to do, or if, we were both also worked in the service industry, so we're both flirts. And like, that's what makes him feel good about himself at the moment. But I know he's coming home to me, then that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Like,
it's all about communication.
Yeah, and I know who he is, or at that time I thought I did. I just was secure in our relationship, so it was fine. I don't mind. And now sometimes I think, like, I have 2 dates this week, and both of them have primary partners, and we've gone out on dates before, and
awesome.
I know one of their wives, like she's signed off on him and like dating, and it's interesting. But I also, like I said, I'm always like, but do I get enough of the attention that I need from that person? Am I fulfilled enough? And am I okay with just that this is a thing where we meet up a couple of times a month and we have a great time when we're together, and then there's no stress and no worries when we're not?
And that's something that this person, not the last one, but the one I was talking about originally,
right
before, that's one of the first things she said. I mean, like I said, she showed me pictures, video.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very intense, fun, amazing first date. I learned a lot.
Right.
But even that night, that when I asked her out, she's like, well, okay, here's the situation. Let me look at my schedule. What day? She's like, because I have this person, and then we have a person that we're with together, and then we're both free to see other. She goes, so I'm very busy. Right. It's not like I can be with you every night.
Right.
I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I just appreciate, like I said, the honesty. And that's the thing. You really do have to communicate. It's like scheduling time.
Yep.
Because that's exactly what you're doing. Even in marriages, like people that are struggling and they go to counseling, that's what they tell them.
Right.
Schedule time.
Yeah.
So why isn't it? The only difference is the amount of partners, right?
Right. Yeah.
I make it sound so easy.
It is not, though. I have friends that have like multiple Google calendars, and then they have partners that are aware of how much time they spend with each other partner, and they want it to be even, and and I'm like, that's a lot of feelings, and that's a lot of work. Like, and I don't know. It is a lot of work,
especially if somebody has kids.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's the part where like I am so busy in every other aspect of my life that like scheduling time with this person and that person, and making sure I have even time with both people, because especially if they know each other and they know who's spending time with who, and they're tracking that, like that feels too much to me.
Yeah,
like that feels like a world that's too much, and I'm not going to get involved in that.
I guess it would depend on, I mean, would it be somebody that had like, a main and then like 3 other people? No.
Right.
That's way too much. I mean, if it was like they only dated one other person while they were with them,
Right. Yeah, because then it becomes like, are you dating all these people because you're actually connected to them, or are you dating them all because you can?
There's that question.
And I think sometimes that's where I also question someone's motives in all of this openness and dating, and and dating multiple people and scheduling yourself to be with someone every single day but not committing to, like, that's where I start to be like, okay, but what's your motivation for all of this, and why do you need so much attention from so many different people?
There are people out there that, and I'm not saying that that's what's happening in these relationships, but maybe that is what draws some people,
right?
Because they do require
so much. And also, like, good for you for knowing what you need.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not the person that I need to be with. You know what I mean? And it's not a judgment. It's just a wondering where do
you fit?
Right. And what, like, I have said this, I think, before on here. I have a problem with bi guys, which I didn't think I would. Because you know me, I'm so open and whatever. But I was just like, yeah, but is it because you're actually attracted to men too? Or is it because you'll just fuck anything? And I hate that that's my instinct, but it is. And I've talked to different bi guys about it, and gay guys and straight. You know what I mean? Like I want to get over that bias that I have. And I think it's based on case by case.
I had the same thing with bisexuals in general,
right.
So I get it.
Yeah, and so to me,
at least before I grew.
I'm still growing, I guess, because I still don't know if I would date a bi guy.
It's understandable because it's totally different sex.
Yeah, and but it's also like, I don't know. It's one of my spots that I'm like, I don't love that about myself. But also it's understandable. And so many people have been like, yeah, no, it's different sex. It's different this, it's different that. And for me, it's like, and to me, it's actually, it probably comes from my own insecurity. Like, oh, I'm just not special. I'm just another hole. Like, you know, like.
One hole, one goal.
Yeah. Like, and so, but I hate that. And I
understand.
We'll work on it, but it may never change. It may not, you know, and I'll be okay with it. And then that just means that that's not a person I'm meant to be with. And that's okay too.
I understand that. I mean, I know somebody else who didn't have an issue if their boyfriend were with other men, as long as they weren't with other women.
Yeah.
They want to be the only woman.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me too.
That makes sense to me too. Yeah. And it's all about personal preference and what you're comfortable with. And then being able to be open and honest and communicate that with your partner or partners, you know?
And there's a lot of guys out there. We know. We don't care if you sleep with other women, but we don't want you with another guy.
Right.
Right? So it just depends on your boundaries and what you're comfortable with. And just like you said, it's communication.
Yeah.
I mean, it's communication. So I don't know. But I'm open. I'm single.
All right. And people can find you on your YouTube that will link in, and they can usually find you at karaoke or open mic and at Fireside.
Yes, I've been going back.
I know.
But this Wednesday, Sheena is hosting. Can I plug?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's hosting karaoke with DJ somebody. I can't think of his name. I apologize. But if you go to McGee's.
Oh, okay. She's at McGee's
this Wednesday.
All right. So
it starts at 7.
Yay. All right. Well, we'll put this out probably tomorrow.
Yeah, just gotta.
Yeah, that one spot.
Yeah, one spot.
One spot. We'll edit that out and we'll put this out and plug Sheena, and then maybe, she'll hear the plug and come on sooner.
There you go. She should.
Tracie, thank you so much for sharing your update with us and for talking about some stuff that's really hard.
It's been an interesting. I don't know. It's been interesting. I don't know what is in store for me. I don't know job-wise what's going to happen. I'm not going to lie. I'm freaking out about the money issue at the end of the month. It'd be great if my lawsuit settled before then. Universe. But you know what it all comes back to? Music.
Right, yeah.
If it wasn't for the music, I probably would not be very sane right now. So I'm thankful for that. And it's whatever gets me back into it, I guess.
Yeah. And this will probably help land you into it. I'm sure you'll get some good songs out of all this shit that you're going through.
I'm currently working on one, which we didn't talk about because of the state of the world. It's called Too Much. And I've been working on it since Roe versus Wade was overturned.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
And now where we're at now?
I can't with the state of the world right now. I keep taking media breaks because I just can't. And then I'll start to, and I'll just be like, oh my God, the dumpster fire that is and I don't know how to fix it. And I don't know how to, all I can do is affect my small community right
Exactly.
now. And that's what I'm
doing. Share, educate.
Yep. Just be there. We had a huge community event on Saturday that was really beautiful and amazing. And it was just the good vibes and people. And it was so nice to spend a day surrounded by.
Oh, here?
Yeah. The Island Festival. It was an amazing vibe. And, the Filipino community is a beautiful community that just comes out in force for each other. And then they're just a nice group of people. Like everyone was. And everyone that was there, not just Filipinos, but everyone that was at the event, people were patient and kind and open and having fun and just enjoying it. And
it looked amazing.
And grateful for that this was being put on for them.
Yeah. I was with my own little community at my house.
Yeah.
2 of them happen to be Filipino.
Oh. You missed all the good ones.
They're amazing, Paulo and Abby, and then my friend Rosa. We were just jamming and doing music, and we had our own little festival. It was a lot of fun.
Good.
So
those moments are important.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Tracie.
Of course.
Everyone that's listening, thank you for listening. Go check out Tracie's music. She's on YouTube and Spotify. You can find her wherever you stream your music from. I will link all of her stuff in our show notes. And thank you for listening, and make sure you go find your joy today.
Just remember, every day you wake up is a good day. Mm-hmm. And just go from there.
Yeah.
And music is medicine. One more plug.
Yeah, wise words to end by. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Siobhan. Appreciate you.
Thank you.